Hi everyone, Lisa here from Forest City Stitching. I hope everyone had a great week. I'm going to start with Pandemic, that's sitting here right in front of me, and then we'll get this out of the way. Okay. There we go. So that is how Pandemic is looking. I have concentrated over here. I did finish this motif, so there was some flowers, some pink flowers to put in there. So that's all finished. I just need to put in the little doggy and the butterfly, same as on that side. Then that will be done. But I decided to concentrate up here on just using 924 for that fill-in. Yeah. I was working on it during Canada Chats today, and I was asked what colors I was using. So 924 is my main color. That dusty rose color is 3726, which I need to get more of because I used almost a whole skein on that. The green is 520. There's a light blue that I'm using for birds is 931. I do have a red in there. Not a lot of red so far. But that's 902. I do have 844, which is like a darker gray that I use for the owls at the top. 415 is a silvery gray that I'm using for the urns. I do have like a yellow. I don't think I've used it yet. But that's 729. And then the brown for the animals is 840. And the purple I've put in there is 3641. So that's my little floss ring there. Yeah, I do have a whole bunch more skeins of 424 that I bought all at once. And they're just in this project bag. Yeah, because at one point I was possibly going to do it all in one. And then I decided to make things more difficult on myself. I was asked also on the Canada Chats Zoom today how I would determine what colors I use where, and yeah, there's no rhyme or reason so far. So far I just have that one big motif done and then that little motif at the top. But I do find myself going to the Pandemic Facebook group to take a look at what other people have done, just to get some inspiration on where, you know, I want to put different colors and whatnot. So yeah, so that's that. Okay, so I kept forgetting to bring this to show, but this is my Blue Jay scarf. This is the right side, I believe. So that is how it's looking. I do need to now add 2 stripes, so 4 rows of white for the last 2 losses that they just had. Yeah, so that's a lot more white than I would like, but blue signifies wins and the white the losses. I don't have the name for the blue, but it is just a Canadiana from Patons, so same as this brand. Yeah, but I do have 2 balls of blue in hopes to have more blue. Yeah, it's okay. It's only April. And every time they lose, I go and check StubHub to see if we can get a tickets for a reasonable price in August. not quite there yet for what I want to pay, because I do want us to have, like, I can't do the really high seats, so I want us to have decent seats when we go, and right now it's still a little bit out of the budget for where I want to sit. I don't know if I really need to have my planner out. The main things that I've been working, I only have 3 projects I've been working on. So pandemic, let's talk about this one next. A quick Quaker Cell by Modern Folk Embroidery. So this is where it is outlined or broken up for each day. The project is in the booklet. And this is in the specialty floss that Carrie dyed. So that's how that's looking. I am a couple days behind. So I do need to start on the motif that's over here. But that's how that's looking. Really not too bad. I think just a couple days. Maybe 3 max. But it's this motif here that I need to start on. And then I have my Blueberry Jay. So this is my Blue Jays piece, adding in 10 stitches per run, plus 50 stitches per win. For example, the slew of losses they had, I did not stitch again until they won again, because it wasn't very much stitching that had added up. So that is how that is looking. So the last group of stitches I did was like 190, which was like the kind of the losing streak plus 1 win, and then 150 was the last one we had, because we got 10 runs that game and then I added 50. So the last 2 games that we've lost, including today, only adds up to 60 stitches. So I'll just keep banking those. We do have an off day tomorrow. Our problem is that we have 10 players injured. 6 pitchers and 4 position players. So that's a problem. Yeah. So that's all my stitching. I did bring my fabric of the month. It's not really a surprise because Carolyn has already shown it, but it is Peanut Brittle 2.0. You can see the window through it. Helps a little bit. But I would say that's a pretty good, it's darker in person, but yep, I would say that, I know Carrie's been having difficulty trying to re-dye Peanut Brittle, but I think we got pretty darn close. That can just go right into throw that towards the garbage. Put that right into my stash. Yeah. So I think that about does it for me. So my plans for this week. I want to continue I got about 260 stitches in on Pandemic during the Candid Chats call. I probably need to get about another 400 stitches in to get to my goal of 2,000. And then I'll switch out what's on my scroll rod. So hopefully I can get that done this week. And then you'll only have to see it one more time. Work on Blueberry J once we start winning again. Continue on the Quick Quaker. And I really do need to pull out my Stitch North Small and get that finished up. Need to do that. Yeah, I think that is, I did look at, so I am going to be participating in the Lola Crow Sal as well. I know Karen the Twitchy Stitcher is. I did look at my fabric that I got from Stitchman Darcy, and that is the right size, so I can just use that piece. I did look at my floss. I only have maybe 5 of the colors, so I did make myself a list, and maybe we'll go to Michael's after dinner tonight, and I'll get those. I also need to get some more of this dusty pink for Pandemic before I forget. So, all right, well, that's everything from me, and I hope everyone has a great week.